It's easier to deal with even things like getting your queens between the natural and the third for Liberator harassment. But here we go. Galactic Process is going to be coming on up. Ladies and gentlemen, are we going to end up seeing MaSa moving on to the grand finals?
Whoa.
Or is Scarlett going to bring this back? We're going to find out as we start down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. The blue Terran player from Team Elevate sitting up 1-0. Give him some love. It's MaSa.
And in the top right-hand corner of the map, it is the Pink Zerg player fighting to tie this one up. It is Team Expert Scarlett!
You know, it's so funny, Tempo, because I've talked with Scarlett before, talking about things like the Broodlord transition versus the Ultralisk transition, Koreans versus European style, and I will even include North Americans and everything, although the Zergs in North America just play like North American Zergs. Very, very different thing. But at the same time, I think Scarlett has said before, she doesn't actually feel as confident in her Roach Ravager play. In fact, she says of the things she needs to work on in the matchup, that's probably one of the biggest things. So despite the fact that she went for the Roach Ravager play in that matchup, and in that game, you have to remember, that game, that long game, started with a 3 Rax Reaper.
Oh,
and
you're right.
We are seeing another 2 barracks going down right now. And that, of course, forced out those roaches. That was the way, the easiest way to respond. And this might actually even be a great identification for MaSa, who says, you know what, if you feel like you're a Ling Bling Muta player, I'm just going to force you into roaches.
Might as well, yeah. Huh, you know what was actually really cool? It was, I guess it's kind of the opposite. It was kind of like how Panda Bear Me opened up. I thought it was really cool, where he did the Queen Ling and then transitioned it into the Roach Ravager. You know what I mean? So, like, I was wondering, is there a way that you can kind of defend with the Roaches for the 3 Rax Reaper and then still transition into that Queen Ling Bane? Or is it a little bit harder to do it the other way around?
You know, that's something that I feel like Scarlett is going to have to ask herself as she prepares to deal with this. Now, it's very, very important to note that we do only have, I think it was only 2 barracks that were made. So it is going to be just 2 Reapers. It's slightly less committed, but it still can get a lot of damage done. And it's very important for Scarlett to identify this. Just seeing the 2 barracks at the front, I'm not sure if that's actually going to be enough of a reveal, because she needs to scout inside the main base and see when that natural command center goes down.
Exactly, and this kind of play can still trigger the same response as a 3 Rax Reaper without being a 3 Rax Reaper.
Exactly.
So, you know, the damage that could be done to Scarlett could be done by herself.
Exactly. She might end up overcommitting to the defense, getting up a Spine Crawler, getting up too many Queens, or even just cutting too many drones by getting too many Zerglings or Roaches up. But so far, the Reaper is doing a pretty good job whittling away at that Queen. But of course, I want to note something right now, Tempo. Where's Zergling speed? It's not coming.
It's not. Not at all. Scarlett decided to not use the gas there. She wants to get the Roach Warren out, immediately make some Roaches, but I think this is going to play into MaSa's plan.
Yeah, this is going to make it a lot harder to transition out into that Ling Bling style, but well, Reapers staying alive, doing their job. They haven't actually gone up into the main base, so they may not know exactly what Scarlett is up to, but here we go. Scarlett able to kill off one of those Reapers. That's a really big deal, because you have to remember, these Reapers are all about snowballing. They need to snowball, they need to build up.
Yeah. And this is one of the things, even though it's not a 3 Rax at the same time, you're still going to have a scary amount of Reapers. It's not going to be the most ridiculous amount, but remember, now that he's not making 3 Reapers at a time, he does have enough time to tech up to the factory a lot quicker, and you're already seeing the starport come down. And I'm wondering now, Fear Dragon, he's adding a tech lab onto that factory, I think. MaSa is a player that does like to go for Cloak Banshees, and if you go for Roaches, guess what? You're not really going to have a lot of anti-air. You're not thinking about Spore Crawlers right now at all. I think that's the last thing that you're thinking of, but he still could just go for, it looks like a Siege Tank drop.
Yeah, absolutely. We do end up having those Roaches, giving Scarlett the secure state of mind that she needs to actually start droning up pretty heavily right now. Scarlett actually shooting up from around 20 workers to now 33, going to soon be around 35 or 36, overtaking MaSa, but Reaper's still alive and trying to get some damage done. The Marines are being made behind all this, so no more Reapers going to be made, but one of them gets taken out.
Okay, well, down goes one of the Reapers again. And this is a thing, right? Like, you still want to be making drones here as Scarlett, because you can't sit there and only make a lot of units.
Has Scarlett only lost 1 Zergling this entire game so far.
Oh my god.
25 minerals. The only thing that's 25 minerals is a gas geyser and a Zergling.
And I don't think the Reapers killed the gas guys.
I don't think they killed the gas geyser. Would have been impressive though.
Yeah.
And
Well,
also a lot of wasted time.
like if you're sitting there like, yo, I'm gonna get this extractor,
The
man.
only time they should be killing a gas geyser is if it's a base trade that you somehow started with Reapers.
Or if they took your gas and you're trying to get your own gas in your base.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
This is actually really good for Scarlett, you know? Losing only a Zergling is very, very nice because it does mean, of course, that she's never going to really feel the pressure too much. Well, obviously, with the nice micro from MaSa, that is a different story. But with the transfuse as well, where are those roaches?
Yeah, but also notice this, there is melee and Zergling speed coming on the way, so Scarlett is not going to be pinholing herself into Roach Ravager. We're going to get the answer to exactly what we were asking before.
Yep.
Does committing to that Roach defense overcommit you and make it too difficult to actually transition out? And
Yeah.
it seems like Scarlett is saying she can do it.
She can. I think without taking that much damage and realizing that it's not as aggressive as it was before, then yeah, sure, let's go into that, right? And most likely we'll see the lair come up next. Just has to deal with this annoying kind of tank push. Very, very good micro from MaSa, but he is starting to lose a bit too much hull damage onto that, or taking a bit too much hull damage onto that medevac.
And that's a really big deal right now, because you have to remember, Scarlett doesn't even have speed Zerglings. Catching that Siege Tank should be incredibly difficult for her. All she really has are those Roaches and Ravagers and a bit of Creep Spray, which, well, MaSa has been doing a pretty good job of also denying a good bit of.
Yeah, he definitely knows Scarlett pretty well.
Yeah,
So.
I'm just going to end this at the root of the problem.
Yep. Viking even did come out there from MaSa. So
Viking.
I love it though. So being able to take out those overlords, forcing more mineral income to go into more supply. Oh, very, very close. MaSa though, very, very careful with his units, right? Like,
yeah, but he is still trying to make it happen with that medevac and the Siege Tank. Despite how low on health it is, it's a dangerous game to play. But
yeah.
well,
We might have potentially lost a bit of signal here, but
well,
either way.
You know what? We can still see on the big screen.
All right, so either way, same kind of damage being done by MaSa. Very, very annoying for Scarlett because, of course, he is trying to go ahead and continue with that creep spread. But MaSa continuing here, I think he is only on 2 bases, right? If that other command center finished, then we would see it floating over there soon. So something that you do need to note is that if Scarlett gets a little bit too comfortable, she could be in a lot of trouble because she's thinking that it's going to go into that mid/late game, and the only real pressure is going to be when MaSa's trying to stop her from getting Hive. Then she might just die without having enough units out. So
it's going to be a really, really dangerous spot. Now, Combat Shield is not finished up, so those Banelings will be especially effective if they can actually get Baneling speed before Combat Shields. But wow, these Reapers are still alive. I'm actually amazed at that.
Yeah, right? It's so impressive to see that. And then out of the blue, they just hop out somewhere, and then you look in your main, and there's like 5 or so Reapers inside of your
You know what you don't see very often?
What?
Banelings getting thrown around by Reaper grenades.
That is true. I definitely agree with you there. This is what I'm talking about. This is a 2-base attack. Scarlett, though, has so many queens. She's going to be able to target down that relative weekend medevac.
Oh, man. Medevac is going to be able to get away, but it seems like the rest of the army is going to get cleaned up, and MaSa is in an all-out retreat. The few Reapers that are still alive actually committing suicide over there with those KD8 charges, and somehow Scarlett seems to be cleaning up, but maybe overcommitting to this.
Baneling speed finished right on time.
Ooh, does get some good connections, but is she moving too far out? Oh, killed off the Siege Tanks with the Corrosive Vials.
Yep, and these Ravagers, the heroes trying to take it down. They are going to fall, but they do buy her time. She's ahead by 15 workers. The baby girls! No, you've gone too far away from home, baby girls!
So Queen's coming in to help defend, but the Zerglings are going to be the big thing that somehow allows Scarlett to hold on. Scarlett holds on with 61 workers to 46 and a Spire on the way.
Yep. Oh, down goes one of the queens. The second one will go down as well. She needs to have those other queens transfuse each other's. You know, sisters stand together as they do try to take out these Marines.
One more queen does end up falling, but the rest of them get back onto creep, and she has an active creep tumor, or 3. But very soon, MaSa is looking to try and kill those guys off.
Yeah, this is great for Scarlett if she can continue to inject. Run by goes into the natural base of MaSa, and this means that he can't micro as much when this push is happening. So buying time, causing chaos inside of the Mineral Alliance is just what Scarlett needs with that economic advantage.
Yeah, even keeping some of those reinforcements back at home. Look at this. We have 4 siege tanks that are not joining in with the push. And that would actually be a devastating amount of units added to that push in, because that would be able to take out a lot of the queens, put on more pressure, allow those Marines a lot more room to work with. But because Scarlett does the run by, MaSa doesn't have them available.
Exactly, and another important part is when you have that pressure, you're constantly trading. Scarlett just had a nice moment of time to breathe, and this base, gonna get sniped here by MaSa potentially. A lot of lings get down and it gets killed. No, the Mutas though, I didn't even see the Spire complete. Target fire on that medevac so low, Fear Dragon.
Oh, the Mutals are out for blood, but they're going to realize that so are those Marines backing on up. Some of the creep spread trying to get started again. Scarlett is so desperate to try and get that creep spread going because she knows she's so good at it once it gets started, but she has not been able to get started.
No, but she does know the damage that she's been doing. Creep spread is going to be her best friend right now, and MaSa knows that. But can he actually afford to continue to scan when he's lost so many workers and is also just working off of 2 bases?
Yeah, it's going to be so difficult right now. MaSa might even start lifting up that main orbital command and flooding over to a 3rd expansion very soon to just try and sustain this push in. But Scarlett is coming on in. She's charging in with a Bailey. Getting some beautiful connections. The siege tanks also eating up some of the shots, but there is not enough Zerg on the ground to actually take on the Marines.
No, she tried to do a run by, but it didn't work. But here comes a flank. It's going to come from behind at the right time, potentially. Oh, is it going to be in time or is it too late? Here they come.
They're here, and the siege tanks are going to be completely vulnerable. MaSa gets cleaned up right now, and Scarlett manages to hold on, still has her 3rd, has a double expansion coming down, and also the Mutalists coming out in higher numbers.
Indeed, resetting that medevac count and resetting the series. It is 1-1. We're going to an ace match, ladies and gentlemen.